Now, a lot of interviews that went on, obviously red carpet and around that, and one that caught your attention, CC, was one with Richard Sherman. Take a listen to this.
If we want to, as a NFL and as a union, want to get anything done, then players got to be willing to strike. I think that's the thing that guys need to 100% realize is you're going to have to miss games, you're going to have to lose some money if you're willing to make the point, because that's how MLB and NBA got it done. They missed games, they struck, they flexed every bit of power they had, and it was awesome. It worked out for them. And also, our players just have to individually negotiate their own deals. I think players get caught up in oh, I want to be the biggest and baddest, and you got the biggest and baddest fake deal that anybody could have. It's gonna pop like a balloon. But instead of taking the 3 years that you already have fully guaranteed and just ending the deal there, most of these guys are like, oh no, I want a 6-year deal, but only three is guaranteed. So why would I take a 6-year deal? I don't need a 6-year deal. Give me the 3, and then the salary cap's going to bump again. And after 3, I'm going to re-up again. And then guys are like, what if I get hurt? What if you get hurt at the end of the 3? Then they're probably going to cut you anyway. What's the real difference? So I think guys need to reevaluate how they look at contracts and how they look at longevity and things of that nature, because NBA players like KD and LeBron are sitting there taking 2-year deals like it's nothing. They're like, I'll take a 2-year deal because I'm going to wait for the salary cap to increase and get another bite at the apple. In our sport, they won't do it.
Obviously, Richard Sherman is a very, very smart guy, and this is somebody that you would want him part of the union in these negotiations. I mean, this is definitely the guy because he puts a lot of thought into this. I know it.
Well, he's definitely a part of the union after the collective bargaining agreement of 2011.
Yeah,
which a lot of us became more active in when we realized the terms of the labor agreement that we were going to have to operate on under the next decade. So, I mean, but when you look at what he said, and I don't want to nitpick at what Richard Sherman said, but of course, when you start talking about guarantees in contracts as it pertains to NFL players, the more years that you have, the higher amount of guaranteed dollars that teams are able to allocate to those players in those contracts because they're able to spread it out and prorate that guaranteed money over the course or over the life of that contract. So, I mean, when you start talking about signing a 6-year deal, yeah, you might only play 3 or 4 years of that deal, but you're getting the huge guarantee because the team can spread that cap hit out. And so that's the viability of it from a club perspective. But he's absolutely right in terms of negotiating collective bargaining agreements, though. I mean, players have to be willing to miss checks. And unfortunately, now we're in a situation that, it would probably be in our best interest to strike, the players' interest to strike because of what happened in the lockout season in 2011. When the owners negotiated that television contract deal in 2010 where the TV company would get credits even if games weren't played in 2011, and the NFL owners would get money for those games that weren't being played. They had more leverage than the players in that scenario because they negotiated that deal a year ahead of time. And so it was going to be a no-win situation for the players. So no matter how much leverage that we tried to create, it was almost an impossible situation because you're talking about 1,700, 1,800 guys that are mostly thousandaires and a few millionaires going up against billionaires. I mean, who's going to win in that scenario?